Hello dear YouTuber friends, and I do hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video. Not really a video, I desperately wanted to make this one. There were speculations and it seems it's true. Seems Honeycomb are in big trouble as a company generally, and in a manner of fulfilling their obligations of sending out orders for the Charlie rudder pedals in particular, it seems, just in general. If you're subscribed to the Honeycomb newsletter or news feed, you would have received a few emails either yesterday or today or in the upcoming days explaining it's by Nicki, the founder of Honeycomb. It's pretty much him pouring his heart out, explaining the current situation, and it doesn't look good. There's also a lengthy Facebook post by Nicki. It's the same thing as you would get in the emails, and I'm gonna go over that in this video. I'm gonna go over it, comb over it, and give you my own thoughts on this. And at the end, or towards the end of this video, I'm going to give you my speculations on the future for Honeycomb products as well. Doesn't look like good news, I'm afraid, people. But you know what, let's not dilly-dally. Let's get into this video. So, okay, if you look down in the description of this video, I've linked the Facebook post, an essay, in fact, by Nicki. And what you want to do is scroll down to the second part of his posting there. The top part's just saying he's just going to try and reply to comments and messages. But if you scroll down to the second, it's pretty much an essay, isn't it, from Nicki, explaining what's happened. That's the meat and veg, and that will explain the whole situation. And it's pretty much Nicki here pouring his heart out. It's very much in Nicki's style here, and I do believe he has been very honest with what he's wrote here. If you read through it, I said he started the company back in 2012, where he had the idea to start the company, and he was working for Cytec, who was subsequently bought out by Logitech. Of course, just saw a massive gap in the market between high volume, gaming grade, and low volume. So he had the idea for the Alpha and Bravo, the Honeycomb Alpha and Bravo, which are a much higher grade than something like the Logitech yoke, for example. If you just read through the rest of it there, he concentrated on the design and development. Didn't really have the financial oomph to get the company up and running, so he had to rely on a business partner who apparently he knew for a while. And essentially, now this may seem a bit naive from Nicki, and in retrospect he's probably thinking the same thing. He left his partner to deal with the financial aspects of the company and trusted him, which I think is perfectly fine, especially if you've known this person for some time, while Nicki concentrated on the design and development. And essentially there, if you just read through a little bit more, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit. During the first 2 years, focused entirely on product development. During this time, he didn't suspect anything wrong when reviewing the monthly and annual financial reports. I do have some accounting training, so from day one, I would have been on those financial reports from day one. Sales were great. Had no expectations that we would be profitable from day one. However, it became apparent that his business partner was in financial trouble, and Honeycomb actually ended up having a negative result despite having a record year. That must have been a huge shock, and it does explain some of the delays with products and the delays with actually getting repaid. I actually got repaid pretty quickly for my XPC yoke when I put my pre-order in, and it was cancelled. I know other people were waiting for some time, especially with the Charlie rudder pedals. that's a different part which I'll get onto later. Or there's different news, or different aspects which I'll get onto later. But yeah, now let's just dissect this part. I mean, for Nicki, okay, he had this idea. If you look at it this way, he had this idea. He was working for a company. He wasn't a businessman from the sound of thing. Had an idea, and a great idea for these products, but he was a fish out of water. Had no real experience from the sound of thing of running a company. Trusted another person. Concentrated on the design and development. From the sound of things, didn't know much about the financial aspects of running a company. When he investigated it, was finding that the company was taking a loss. I don't blame Nicki, and from his letter there, from his report, I believe he's really putting his heart out there. He's wearing his heart on his sleeve, per se. Really pouring his heart out and being very honest with what's happened. I can understand that. I mean, he should have been more careful. In retrospect, if he was to do this again, he would, of course, be far more careful. But, of course, that wasn't the case at the time. I don't blame him. I can understand the situation. I would have gone about the whole thing differently myself. I don't run a business, but, you know, I do have some financial experience. So I would have done things or looked at things and been more careful looking at the financial reports from day one, personally. But I don't blame Nicki for what happened in that case. And so now, if we jump to the latter part of his reports there, Nicki's report, you can see that since it's highly unlikely that I will receive payments for the pre-orders from my ex-partner, he's currently working on several finance deals to be able to start production as soon as possible. Doesn't seem like all the production's been done for the Charlie rudder pedals in this case. He does actually say there, towards part of his report there, hopefully you've ordered these through your credit card, which I think most people would have had to do. Go to your credit card company to get a refund. Basically, that's the advice there. Call your credit card company before you cancel the order to be sure it will be refunded. So hopefully people will get a refund. I haven't pre-ordered the Charlie rudder pedals. I was hoping to get a review copy. It's not very likely now, but you never know. I'm going to speculate on that in a moment. For those of you who are already cancelled your Charlie order but have not received a refund, you'll have to do the same. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience, but there's nothing I can do about it, and I completely understand Nicki's predicament here. It just seems like he's really trying to fulfill or get people their monies back. And essentially, if you read down the bottom of the report there, I'm talking to several great companies, but that not only have the financial means to accelerate Honeycomb's growth, but have the technical expertise to help me develop even better products in the future. This is where I want to speculate. Honeycomb products are absolutely fantastic. It will be a huge loss to the flight sim community in general if all these products were to disappear. I mean, apart from those which are already in warehouses and goodness knows what, like several maybe XPC yokes and Alpha yokes and Bravo units. But it would be a huge loss if the company disappeared and there were going to be no more developments of these products in the future. I do believe that a company will help with this. Turtle Beach, it's just a question, and it's just a request from one of those, any big company. Help them out there, you know, buy the company out, help them with the financial means, keep Nicki on the development and design products, keep them going there, but help them with this financial situation they're in. I do believe that type of thing will happen. A company, a larger company, will come to Honeycomb's rescues, or that's my hope. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. I've always thought that ever since I heard the speculation. I didn't really want to comment on it until we got confirmation. And now we have the confirmation, of course. Ever since I heard about it, I thought, well, if it is true that Honeycomb are in trouble, I'm hopeful that another company will come along and help bail them out and keep their products rolling out. Again, do let me know your own thoughts about this in the comments. And for the rest of his report, Nicki's just saying he's incredibly proud of what Honeycomb has achieved. And I can fully get on board with that and the products he has created. But he's devastated about the situation. Again, it's Nicki wearing his heart on his sleeve. I fully respect the report here. And I fully respect his honesty in writing this, rather than just keeping silent or doing it by some other sort of official means that doesn't really give... You know, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be angry and upset. I'm more upset, I'm not angry, and I understand the situation. But I can imagine if you've ordered the Charlie Rudder pedals and you're struggling to get your money back. If that was me, I would be angry. But hopefully everybody will either get the Charlie Rudder pedals at some point, and some people may, or either or get your money back at least. Overall, folks, very sad situation. Let me know your own thoughts in the comments below. I'm hopeful, like I said, that a company will bail Honeycomb out or buy them out and keep their products coming out in the future, because it will be a massive loss if their products in general disappear from the flight simming space. But do let me know your thoughts, give the video a like if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more news and more flight sim videos, and I'll see you soon.